Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming back to Solidarity Beyond 2021 training session. Yeah, I see a lot of familiar faces and some new names actually in the comments group. So good afternoon, Ben Kian. Good afternoon, May, Patrick, Rajesh, Sham, Viswanathan. These are the familiar faces, familiar name. All right. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, we have been doing this for more than a month. Okay, close to 2 months already, but still, you guys are here. You guys are still supporting. Thank you so much. Yeah. So today's session will be something like. So I'll be the speaker as well. Good afternoon, Mr. Teng. Okay, thanks for joining us today. So do share this to your beloved agents, friends. Okay, that see values in our trainings. Okay, I'm sure that you guys have learned a lot. Maybe some of you actually went through the breakthrough already through our sessions. Okay, so just to introduce this platform, this platform is brought to you by three agencies in solidarity, namely CBD Properties, Esprit Estate, and Profile Property. So those who are new here, that you are on the desktop, you actually can screen on the QR code to do a simple registration. Okay, so these platforms is open to all the RENs, okay, PEAs and REA as well. So we are not just share these platforms to our own agents, but other agents as well. So thank you so much once again. All right, let me share with you what are the platforms that we have here. So those who are not aware, actually we have a lot of social media platform ready. Mainly is our Facebook official page that you guys are here right now. And I'm sure that some of you are actually from our YouTube live channel. Okay, our live is on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, and we have private community group whereby our agents are encouraged share listings, questions, some market updates, and recorded training as well. So as to our Instagram, okay, updates on our session so that you do not miss our everyday 3 p.m. Training session. All right, and we do have a network group as well through WhatsApp. And last but not least, all training will be recorded and the past one is already uploaded to our YouTube channel. So if you have missed out some interesting topic that you are very interested but you have missed out, do feel free to go to our YouTube channel to search the name Solidarity Beyond 2021. You can see all our recorded trainings are there. Okay, now I'll go through a simple house rule. Some of you here are already well versed. Okay, the regulation. So first thing first, no chat bombing. Okay, only this chat room we want it to be clean, focused to the topic for the day. Okay, and please be participative because I've seen that some of you have been coming up with questions, but do encourage the rest to ask questions as well. Okay, now I'll go to the topic of the day. So I'll be the sharer today. I'm the speaker. Okay, so today's topic that I'm going to share is premier sales technique for high rises. Okay, in this topic, right, there's a lot of things that you may already know, but some of the small details maybe you have missed out actually will help you to close a more deal. Okay, it's a game changer. Some details actually is a game changer, or it can be a deal breaker if you have missed it out. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some techniques and tips. Okay, not really techniques but more to the tips. Okay, so as you all can see on the screen, it's my slides. Okay, so yeah, I can see the slides is on. So before I go through it, so maybe I have a more interactive session with the ground. So just to want to ask you guys here, who any one of you is doing high rises, being selling or renting? High rises means condominium, service apartment, apartments, okay, flats or whatever, meaning multi-story buildings lah. And it can be also SOFO, it can be also office lots as well. Okay, so if you are doing high rises, can you you are selling or renting, can you press a 1 in the chat box? Can you press a 1? Okay, let's see if anyone is doing more to high rises. Sham is doing high rises. Good. I'm sure that there'll be a lot more actually doing high rises. Yeah. Why? Because one thing I want to share with you is some data that I've gathered, okay, through Bricks actually. Why I want to share this topic today is because the data actually back that there's a lot of demand in high rises, especially in matured area, okay, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur, whole Klang Valley. You can see that the demand for high rises is definitely there. Same goes to mature area like Penang and central of Johor. Because why? Because land are getting lesser, small scarcity. All right, so people cannot afford landed already. Landed, I would say, is still the favorite for own stay. Okay, for buyers, they are still favorite. Okay, but because of the price for landed actually increased a lot over the years, people okay lah. Actually, condominium are also not bad. High rises also not bad. Because better security, better facility. Okay, there's a few reasons why people slowly move to high rises as well. Younger people, they like high rises because they can enjoy the facilities, okay, and better security for elderly people. Some actually from landed property, I wouldn't say it's a downgrade, but in fact it's an upgrade to condominiums because better facility, better security. Security is one main reason why people move from landed to condominium. Okay, and also because they have children's. For the elderly, they actually children's are already migrated, so they want a smaller space. Okay, so through the Bricks data, you can see that terrace house in Selangor is still the favorite. However, as you can see, apartments, flat, condominium still consists of big chunk of the transaction, the past transaction. Okay, as you can see, Kuala Lumpur definitely. Why? Because you can see the majority transacted properties are condominium, service residence, and also apartment. Terrace house is there also, all right. But as you know, Kuala Lumpur itself, the land are so much lesser compared to Selangor. Okay, just to share some fun fact, in Malaysia, residential property, most transacted are still landed because other state, there are still plenty of land. But I'm sure that many of you here actually are real estate negotiator that focus in Klang Valley, in Penang, in Johor Center. So you will see that there are a lot of supplies and demand in high rises. And I'm sure all the agency here do sell projects as well. And most of the time, the projects are high rises, condominium, service residence, right? So hence why I want to share on this topic. Okay, today this topic are not so much on how to say the magic word lah, what is the pitch lah, because I'm sure there's more people out there can do a better storytelling than me. Because we all know, yes, sell high rises are what storytelling. Not just high rises are property are storytelling. Okay, there are certain techniques whereby previous speaker has already shared. Okay, so today I'm going to share about some techniques and tips that, to me, actually help me to close deal and help me to avoid losing deals. Okay, and I hope that whatever I share later, you can take note and be aware, because selling high rises and selling landed, there is a little bit of difference one. Okay, and a lot of new agent, especially, they neglected it and did not able to close deal. Okay, right now. So first thing first, very very important, because no matter how good you sell your property, how good you sell, as in how good is your sales pitch, how good you talk, is, to me, is more secondary. All right. More importantly is that your pre-sales preparation. What do you mean by pre-sales preparations? Meaning how well you understand your product, how well you understand your property listing. Because if you are not confident, not sure that what you are selling, right, you can't really do a very good sales, and ultimately it will affect your closing as well. So what I want to highlight, and this is what I've been practicing, is that understanding my property listings in and out. Okay, so now if everyone's still following me, can you press 2? Okay, because I've been talking since the very beginning, so I hope that every one of you still following me. At the same time, can you give a like and thumbs up and love emoticons? Okay, and also do share this training session to your friends as well, to other groups as well. Okay, two, thanks for still following, yeah. So at least I know that I'm not alone. Okay, now, what do you mean by in and out? Okay, I break it to two. Understanding in of your property listing, in and out. In means, to me, in understanding in and out, in is the things that you really have to dig up on. It's not on the surface. It's not something that you can see or ask without asking some deeper questions, okay? Understanding the in of your property listings. This is also applies to all the sales, not just high rises. But I want to highlight here again why. Is because a lot of negotiators, not just new agents, even experienced agents will overlook this, okay? Why is it so? Because I actually put this in also a reminder, because yesterday I also have one of my agents, he's quite fresh. He also would be about to close deal, okay, but he do not know actually who is the rightful owner. Yes, the person that contacted him is actually his friend, okay, but he is not sure who is the owner, as in rightful owner, as in the name that's shown in the title. Okay, so for agents, negotiators here, is very, very important before you want to sell a property or promote the property. Make sure you are talking or dealing to the right person, because people that approach you can be anyone has an interest in the property, but they might not be the rightful owner. So tips here, number one is to ask to find out who is the rightful owner. How many rightful owner is there that is stated in the title or the SMP? If best, of course, get it from the title to identify who is the rightful owner. And at the same time, who is the decision maker as well. Okay, for example, I refer to the case yesterday I had with my agents. Yeah, so basically this property, he found out only yesterday, he found out actually the rightful owner is his friend, meaning the title is his friend lah. Is a girl, so quite young also, but he is rightful owner. But ultimately, the decision maker whether to sell this property or not, it's the parents. The parents will make the final call whether they want to sell at this price or not. So it's very important when we start to promoting the property listings, right? We already know this, who is the rightful owner first. That is one main important one, because ultimately, if there's two or three owners, right, and either any of them decided not to sell the property, or only later you found out they would actually one of the party do not want to sell, so your money is wasted, your time is wasted on. So it's very, very important on the first tip here. Okay, now second, find out what's the owner motive to sell, because by doing so, only then we know that what is the roughly owner's price that he can accept, and also what is the urgency when it comes to selling this property. Okay, because some owners, yes, it might take some time for them to figure out, for agents to figure out what is their motive. Maybe at first you just met him, he is not so comfortable with you, he may not want to disclose too much, but over time, slowly talk to him, build the rapport, build the relationship. We will slowly find out the motive that why your owner want to sell the property. Is it because the children's go for education, he needs the money for the educations, or they are planning to migrate, or in financial trouble? There's a lot of reason, especially in current market, pandemic market, right? There are more owners selling properties. Most likely is also financial as well. I wouldn't say all, but actually a lot, especially those owners, some property owners or some property investors actually find it difficult to survive through this pandemic, and they decided to sell this property at a loss, or at least can cover the bank installment, right? So that is very important. I think earlier on, actually, Dato Adrian also shared that how to find out the owner's motivations to sell the property. So for those who actually missed out the session, do feel free to go to our YouTube channel to watch the video again, okay? Because that is very, very important to me, and that is one of the most important work or things that a real estate negotiator have to do before you start promoting, okay? Because we also share about filtering or grading your property listings, okay? This is one of the key point here, whether this property goes to grade A or grade D. Okay, right. Now I move to the next one. Okay, so what I'm sharing right now can be looks quite general, but not too much related to high rises. But later on, what I'm going to share is more skewed to the high rise one. But I just want to re-highlighted this because a lot of real estate negotiator actually miss this out. Okay, now number three tips from this, okay, is to get the property pricing right. Okay, we do not want to sell high rises condominium or apartment that is above market price. If, of course, the owner is not in a hurry, the motive is not there, the urgency is not there, of course, as a real estate negotiator, we have to plan it out lah. Okay, how are we going to market it? So to place the property price at the right pricing, of course, we all know there's a lot of data and resources that we can use to evaluate what's the right pricing. Okay, current market, to be honest, if this property is on the market price, okay, is also quite challenging to sell. So it's our duty to let the owners know that this is the buyer's market. If your intention is to sell it fast, then probably the property price have to do some adjustment. Okay, that we leave it to the professional. As a real estate negotiator, we need to learn that, how to make sure the property price that we are advertising is slightly below the market price. Okay, we also don't want to short sell owner as well. So it's very important to make sure the expectation is set right. Okay, right. So get the property price right already. Okay, first thing first, you already identify who is the rightful owner, correct? And then secondly, what is the second tips again? Okay, is to find out the owner's motive. All right, you already know, okay, the motive is there, the urgency is there, the eagerness to sell is there. And then third, you already advised the price is right. So is that all? The next one I would like to share is getting the valuation right. Okay, check on the bank valuation, especially during this point of time. If you notice, if you realize, right, a lot of property price valuation, right, actually is not the same as what you have checked earlier before MCO. Okay, because especially during pandemic time, bank valuation changes quite often and quite a lot, especially for condominium. Okay, if you go to Bricks data, if you check on Bricks data, right, you can notice that landed property, right, the past property price for the last 5 years are actually quite stable. So in terms of valuation, will not have much adjustment. Okay, right. So whatever I'm sharing here is more to subsale. Later on, what I want to share also will be related to project agent as well. So back to the bank valuation, right? So it's very, very important for the subsale agents to check with the banker that the price that you advise the owners, right, is on par with bank valuation or below. Okay. Of course, if the property price that is agreed is above bank valuation, is your decision whether you want to focus on that or not. Not to say you don't want to sell at all, okay, but you want to focus, prioritize or not. So do check on the bank valuation, especially those listings that you hold for very long, maybe 1 or 2 years still cannot sell, and you have been advising the owner. Last time you checked is still on or below bank valuation, but today you want to recheck it again because recently I do check a lot of bank valuation. In fact, bank valuation go down quite significant for high rises. So this is very, very much related to high rises. So I hope that those who are listening here do take note of that as well. Yeah, check on the bank valuation. Those you are already promoting one or you are going to promote listed out one. Okay, so that is very, very important. Right now, I already shared what is the in of the listings. Okay, check. I mentioned earlier on the in and out. Understand the in and out of your property. So the in is basically something that you need to really do the hard work lah, meaning to dig it out lah. All right, to find out one. Okay, so what is the out of the property listing? Meaning something that is very surface. But I just do a quick simple key points here because I'm sure a lot of agents here, especially the project one, can do much better when it comes to preparation of proposal on the project sale. But I want to key highlight a few things, especially for new negotiator, right? If you do this right, if you are prepared on this one, basically your closing deal is not too far. Okay, you just need more experience, more property knowledge. However, if you are prepared for these few points later that I'm going to share, your chances of closing will be highly increased. All right. Now, first thing first, as when we want to sell high rises, right? Especially for project, even today you are for doing sub sale also, you need to know this. Okay, even you are doing sub sale, landed or high rise, you need to know this. But especially for project agents, right? Normally, how project agents sell is we talk about the macro overview, macro economy of the particular township, or even you can go macro economy of the whole Malaysia and then slowly zoom into the unit itself. Okay, I want to highlight here is that we start from the more macro aspect first, which is the area and neighborhood overview. So normally how we started off with this is to talk about the whole township, the township itself, for example, Subang or for example, Shah Alam. We want to talk about the history first to get the clients into it for the reasons that shows that you really well versed, you know what you're talking about, you are a professional. Okay, why we start off with some background and history of the township, because you want them to know that you are a specialist, you really know your stuff. Okay, and with the support of some key statistic actually will actually help to close one, because yes, people buy property through emotions, but do not neglect some certain clients really look into the numbers. And when you share more statistics, share more numbers, right, will keep them excited. Some of our fellow colleagues are very sensitive with numbers. So when you share more numbers, data, statistic, actually keep them excited. Okay, they are not so keen about the emotion part, but they are more numbers-based people, some number-based clients one. So do have that statistic ready. If you do that, I'm sure a lot of agents don't do that one. So if you have prepared that, will definitely help you to close more deal. All right. Now, number third one is the nearby amenities. So you have to be very well versed of what is happening, what is the upcoming development, what is the nearest university, because what is the nearest hospital, all these amenities and infrastructure ready will attract your client. Okay, this may not be for your maybe you are selling this project, right, may not be so attractive on the amenities, but of course I'm sure that there are more unique selling point later. Okay, now this is the first one. If you are ready for this, then we move on to the next. So like I said, we zoom from top, middle to the bottom, meaning we zoom in. Okay, not rather than zoom out, we zoom in. Selling high rises, normally we zoom in. All right, number two is developer profile. Especially you are selling project one here. Okay, because this sharing, I do not want to neglect project-based agent also. So understanding developer profile will definitely boost up the confidence of your clients to make the decision to purchase. Okay, having a strong developer, of course, is good. However, if you're the projects that you are selling, the developer may not have some wow factors of his past achievement, but I think that's fine. But at least some informations that prove that this developer can at least complete the development. Okay, so understanding and highlight the past project they have developed, and also achievement of the developer, the awards that they have received. All this, right, will actually build the confidence in the buyer, especially for new project. Okay, for sub sale, this will help also because it mentions about the the workmanship and also the reputation lah. Basically, some developers, right? Okay, if you buy properties in Eco World, some sub sale, even if sub sale, they also feel like it's something lah. It's something because it's a big name and they have like very nice township. All this is a highlight when you want to sell high rises to your client. Okay, just now I mentioned already area overview, neighborhood overview, and then we move to the developer profile. Next is the property feature. Okay, this I think a lot of agents here will know better than me what are the property features that this property that is selling have. Okay, so just want to re-highlight again property specification, whether you really know everything or not. Yes, because property specification, right, can be very tricky because a lot of things you need to remember, but you have to ensure that you remember all this, because every single details, right, can be a game changer or a deal breaker one. So later on, I want to share that in particular. Okay, what is the spec of this property? Okay, the size, the layout, okay, the maintenance, and all this one. What are the facilities there? So for high rises, this one you need to really well versed, especially project agents. I know this one, property specification can be very hard for sub-sale agent, especially those that is not focused on the condominium. They have only like 2-3 listings on this condo, and then another condo got 2-3 listings. They may not have the they may not equip with full info of the condominium, okay, for sub-sale. So this one very important, very important also for sub-sale agents to be well versed. Okay, and then when it comes to high-rise proposal, we also do comparative analysis, compare the nearby condominiums, high-rises that similar pricing, similar layout, what is the rental. It's very important also do a rental analysis, rental comparative analysis as well. What is the projection rental and what kind of return? Because today, just now I show you the data selling on high rises, right? Not just only for own stay. Okay, a lot of clients that actually bid purchase last time, based on the bridge data, you can see some of them are actually investor. Okay, as an investor point of view, right, do you have any rentals or any pricing projection that can refer to them as a reference for them? So do you have that? So these are the things that you have to prepare as well. Okay, so last but not least, unique selling point. Every projects, right, frankly speaking, there's pro and con one. There's no one perfect project, there's no cons one. Sure got pros and cons one. So you have to be ready. What is the cons? What is the unique selling point for these properties that you are selling? Okay, and then keep on highlighting whether it's freehold, fantastic view, zero down, all these unique selling point. You have to be there. Okay, do not miss it out. Whatever I shared earlier on may be a bit basic, but if you are prepared well, actually it will help you to close deal one. You don't need more. Okay, these are fundamental, so make sure the fundamental is done right. Okay, now I want to share some of my past experience when I sell high rises, the mistakes that I've learned, and also the mistake that I've avoided. Okay, so what I want to share now here is the common mistake when selling high rises. Okay, the first one I would like to share is the type of title. Why is it so? Because when it comes to high rises, right, there is a residential title, there is commercial title, whereby, especially for new agents, right, they thought, oh, this one whole all you need is own stay or residential so should be residential title lor. And then later the common mistake is that later find out it's commercial title, okay, and not under HDA some more. What happened? If says that this is a commercial title property without HDA, what will happen? If you know, maybe we see on the chat, we can answer in the chat lah. Okay, especially what I'm trying to say here is that especially Soho unit or SOFO unit, a lot of new agents, right, they thought, hey, this is for residential stay so it's a residential. Mandatown find out it's a commercial. So what will happen as a new agent when we want to do this transaction? Okay, first thing first, I don't want to say that owner purchaser not happy because you actually missed that out or neglected it. The more important one is that the financing you cannot get law. Higher utilities fees, correct? GS, correct? Commercial title, higher utility fees, which you also don't know. Especially this happens a lot to sub-sale agents when they're selling condo. They overlook that, okay? That, oh, actually have to pay higher quick rent, have to pay higher assessment. What more important to me also is that the margin of financing. Okay, when this property, if it is Soho that does not have HDA, financing can get what, 80, 85? Cannot get 90%. But because you thought it's a residential property, and then financial margin of finance is up, you thought it's 90%. Mana tahu is commercial without HDA die lah. Bank only finance up to 80, and then whatever hard work you put in earlier on, okay, will go into the drain because your purchaser do not have the cash to pay the difference. Okay, so first thing first, common mistake is that when you do high rises, be aware that this is whether this is a residential title or commercial title. Okay, that is very, very important. So you do not want to miss that out lah. Okay, now number 2 common mistake, size matter. Especially nowadays, right? High rises are condominiums, whether it's condominiums, service residents, or even offices. If you notice nowadays, developer, because of the architecture, the facade, right, want to make it nicer, right? Developer comes up with a lot of layout, different sizes, okay? Different layout, different sizes. And in fact, the size is very marginal only, maybe 30, 40 square feet difference. And a lot of time, even owner themselves confused. Okay, nowadays you can see that there's a project selling more than 6 to 10 or even more layouts, different type A to type MN, whatever. So as a real estate negotiator, it's very important for us to find out the size. Why I want to mention that? Because myself actually make this mistake last time when I first started. I think I shared in the earlier session also. What is the mistake I made on this is that at that time I closed this it's not a service residence, it's a Soho, okay, in Seri Kembangan. What happened is that owner told me this property is at this size, 400 something, I remember, close to 500. So okay lor, owner said this size ma. So owner said one, I assume is correct right? So at the end, when it comes to close deal, booking form is already signed. Okay, booking form is already signed, and the differences in between the types, the different sizes is so marginal. So owner thought he buy at the bigger size. Mana tahu booking form all signed already, agreed already. Okay, getting the documents only to find out the size is smaller. Size is bigger, okay lah. Buyer happy but size is smaller. Sure, owner, sure the buyer terbalik, correct or not? So what happened was the purchaser was not happy because there's a short change. The size is smaller than what she expect, and owner also don't want to reduce price. So someone has to sacrifice. So, but luckily enough, I managed to convince the purchaser to proceed with the deal. Lucky enough, he is not looking much into numbers. He's not buying for investment. He's buying for own stay. So, and at that point, it was the cheapest in the market. So I managed to seal the deal. But what if today this is an investor? What if the booking form is already signed? Okay, only then to realize the size is wrong. Okay, especially this mistake will much easier to happen when it is a high rises, it's a condominium, because there's so many sizes, right? So just for the ground, all the real estate negotiator here, try to avoid this. Try to get the information, the title or the SPA from the owner to make sure that the size that they mentioned to you is really reflected. Okay, so this is common mistake number 2, and it's a real life case that I've experienced. Okay, I hope that you guys don't repeat again. Okay, I'm not sure whether any of you here actually because of the size difference and tak dapat close deal. If anyone actually experienced that, maybe you can type number 3 here just to share. Actually, memang you have to be really careful. Okay, if you have experienced this, just type a 3. Like because of the size difference, did not close deal. Okay, and this happened in high rises a lot. Common mistake number 3, layout matters. Especially now, why layout matters? Especially now, why? Because now we do a lot of virtual viewing, okay? Zoom presentation. And chances is that the purchaser have not went to see the showroom, visited the showroom, or if it is sub-sale, went to see the property, view the property yet. And then they decide to make a booking, okay? But then to realize that the layout is wrong, it's not the layout that they want. Why I put this in also is also because yesterday I mentioned earlier that I have new agents come to me that he got a client. Okay, basically the client, he himself, because he worked nearby to the housing area, he himself went to the housing area to check out already, and then he said, "Hey, actually, you told me this is type C layout, right? Type C layout got 4 rooms, 3 bathroom. But the location that you sent to me, I think it's type A lah. So it's a 3 rooms unit. Are you sure this is type C?" And then my agent told him, yes lah, type C lah. But my agent never been to the unit before, you know. He got the listing not too long ago, okay, right before MCO, and it's tenanted, so he also did not get to see the unit himself. But this is what the owner mentioned lah. It's a type C, it's a four rooms. So later on, after collect booking, yesterday he collected the booking already without viewing the property, okay, because the purchaser himself quite well versed of the layout and the types of the property there. But because he did not view the actual unit, so he placed the booking. And then I asked the agent again, my agent again, hey, you sure this is type C? Because I think you mentioned to me it's 3 bedroom. But by right, type C, it should be 4 bedroom. But I remember you mentioned it's 3 bedroom. So he also got frightened, got scared, because but owner told me it's type C. So all these thing is that all these minor details you think is not important, actually will affect your deal one. So because the buyer also specifically mentioned he want type C only, okay, the rest of the type he know already, he want type C only. So he also quickly make a call to the owner. Owner told him that, hey, type C, okay, let me double confirm. Even the owner himself also not too sure. But lucky enough, yesterday he told me, okay, owner confirmed is type C already. He checked on the documents, is type C. So lucky enough he did not miss the deal and not wasted the purchaser time because this purchaser actually have been doing quite a lot of survey already. So if it is not type C, he is not going to proceed. So what I'm trying to say here is that why layout matters is because high rises has so many layout nowadays. Okay, it's very important to make sure that the layout that you propose to your clients is really what you show, really, because all this preparation, right, whether it's size, layout, okay, the title, what, if you have prepared, if you know your product very, very well, in fact, the sales pitch is come secondary in my opinion. Okay, number 4, common mistake, car park matters. What I'm giving you, what I'm sharing, right, is really real life story. Okay, so I have a story for car park also. How I actually sealed a deal because of the car park. Okay, why car park matters, right? It's because a lot of real estate negotiator, when they promote the property condominium, right, especially condominium, they do not know where is the car park is. Okay, but what I'm going to share with you also, just not to say reason, actually end of last year, I sold a Soho unit, okay? And this client actually is from my previous client through a referral. My past clients actually refer his brother to me to buy a Soho unit. So we view a few units, and also at the same time, he also contacted other agents that advertise cheaper. Okay, so what happened is that this Soho is asking for 400, and we sold it at 390, and he viewed another property at 350. Same size, same size, same spec. The only difference is the car park. Okay, although my unit is at lower floor, general expectation, lower floor, the car park will be either is higher. Most of the time, car park is higher, right? You have to drive up. The lower the floor is, the higher the car park is. Okay, but this condo is a bit different because the car park is going basement one. So meaning normally in this kind of basement car park, right, is that the lower the floor, right, the deeper you have to drive down to get your car. So what happened is that although the price is significant different, 350 and I sold it at 390, 40K different, but because of the location of the car park, the purchaser, my unit, right, the purchaser only have to drive down one floor down, and the other unit also lower floor, but it's at the lowest basement. So because of this reason, the purchaser go with my unit rather than the cheapest unit. So what I'm trying to highlight here is that car park really matters. Not just the level of the car park, the layout of the car park, meaning whether this is a tandem car park, meaning front and back, and then the car behind have to remove only the front car can reverse out one. This is called tandem car park. Okay, tandem car park and parallel side to side car park makes different. Okay, some buyers, right, they do not want tandem car park one. And then if when we sell high rises, especially this happens a lot. High rises, right? Tandem car park, right? When after the purchase, only the purchaser find out it's a tandem car park. Probably, I can say that probably the purchaser will also blame us, scold us also, because we did not mention this. Okay, we don't mention the car park actually is a tandem or front and back or side to side. So this actually will be a deal breaker also. So why this really matters? So what I share with you is really my own experience as well selling high rises. Okay, come to the last, not the last slide, but the last. Sorry, there's one more tips again. Sorry, my mistake. So mistake number 5 is maintenance and sinking fund. Okay, a lot of real estate negotiator overlook this, especially sub-sale. Okay, I'm sure those project agents, right, they already know how much maintenance fee sinking fund have to pay when the project is completed. But sub-sale agents, right, especially those that is not specialists, okay, they're not really sure what is the maintenance and sinking fund have to pay to the management. Most of the time, they say, agak law, 25 cent or 30 cent or 35 cent per square feet law, or normally they will say 35 cent per square feet or lower law. So actually, you never know one. Sometimes you will be surprised. Some of the maintenance is 50 cent, even it's a Soho unit. Okay, so you have to really be aware, because otherwise you'll be screwed by your client. So why I want to mention this is a common mistake, because a lot of our own agents also mispresented this. Okay, so clients most of the time they will ask you what is the maintenance fund and sinking fund. Okay, so they want to be clear so that they whatever facility that's provided by the condominium or service apartment justified it. Okay, I know that some commercial title one, especially just now GS mentioned, commercial title property have higher utilities fees, this including maintenance and sinking fund also. So make sure you know the exact figure. If best you can show the exact figure is important, because how to get this exact figure, ask the owner ask him to show you the statement of account or maintenance statement, they have it. So very important. So now common mistake number 6, which is the last mistake. Later I will share you some pro tips as well when you do high rises. This one I also want to touch on offices as well, because a lot of time not just residential. Okay, for residential first, let's talk about residential. JMB rules and regulation. Some some condominium or high rises are actually allowed pets friendly. So if you know your clients are specifically looking for certain condominiums that able to allow pets, really can help one. So you need to find out from the management office, okay? Especially high-end one, high-end one, some actually allows one. Okay, I know those some condominiums, Mont Kiara in this park actually allows that. So, and also some rules and regulation you may actually miss out on. For example, do you know that some condominiums or apartment, the water bills are still billed by the management office, and there is a minimum charges, because we cannot assume that all the, especially the water, is billed by Air Selangor or Shabas. So some of them are still using bulk meter, and all these are controlled by the management, and the management actually bill out to the owners themselves, not through the Air Selangor one. So there will be minimum charge one. So do you know that? Because otherwise your client will talk to you. How come I was billed a minimum charge although my unit is vacant? Okay, so these are condominiums, high rises will happen one. So you have to take note on that also. Find it out. Okay, these are small detail, but it will help you to make sure you don't misrepresent lah. Okay, and also charges. Why I want to mention about charges, because those who doing offices, right? Do you know that some offices, right, they have centralized aircon, and when there is a centralized aircon, right, management will bill you, of course. If you want to, some building the arrangement is very different lah. Okay, some is individual aircon. Individual is more straightforward. Centralized aircon is more tricky. And if you want to have aircons during off the office hours, maybe they have different charges as well. So do you know that or not? So why I mention this is important, because a lot of real estate negotiator, when they want to sell properties, right, or rent property also, they do not know this. They do not talk to the JMB. They do not find this out. So what I'm trying to say here is that I want to share to you guys, so that when it comes to a point, if today you are doing residential, but so happen you got commercial property also, you want to find out whether the aircon, is it centralized or not, what's the charges, okay, right? And also maybe comes to car park also, because a lot of Soho, I just revert back on the car park, because some Soho unit or Sofo unit, right, they doesn't come with a car park. So in order for the owners, after they purchase, or the tenants to move in later, they will ask, got no car park, right? So how much is the car park if I want to rent it? Okay, what is the hourly charges? What is the what do you call that? The season parking, how much is it? Because as an investor, as a buyer also, they want to know because then they will take that cost into consideration. Okay, so these are the small things that a lot of real estate negotiator neglected one. So I want to re-highlight again. Okay, so these are the common mistake when it comes to the specifications and the features of the property. All right, now I would like to share you some pro tips here. So this is which I think it will help you to close more sales, gain more leads one. First thing first, make sure the photos of the units is taken nicely, and also the photos of facility. Okay, a lot of real estate negotiator, right, that sell high rises condominium, right, they take nice photo of the unit itself, okay, but they do not post facility photos, okay. But what I want to share here is that if you post a few nice photos of the facility, will actually help you to generate leads, because now the property portal is very competitive, right? So if you have more nicer photos, right, more interesting photos, right, chances are your client will click on your ads more than the rest. Okay, now this is very important now. So make sure you have nice photo. Your photos are edited, adjust on the brightness, adjust on the shadows, okay, boost up some contrast. This will definitely help. I think yesterday Kai had mentioned a few apps that were able to help you to do so. In fact, nowadays our phones are quite chunky already, quite advanced already. small tweak, you can still do it with your the built-in apps. Yeah. So just to want to highlight this, because this will really help you to generate more leads. Number two, make sure you have maximum exposure of your listing. What do you mean by maximum exposure? Meaning you blast it out, okay, to blast it out, not just more channels, okay. Maximize meaning also post it on more portals, okay. Especially now, just now I shared with you the transaction. High rises, condominium, service apartment is still very relevant on Klang Valley and JB in Penang, those matured area. So make sure your listing is exposed out there maximum. Make sure your banners is there. Make sure your banners are premium so that more people can see. Okay. Number three, especially for high rises, I would highly recommend you guys that focus on high rises, post it on the condominiums community group, Facebook the condominium community group. What I want to mention is the community group of the condominium. So for example, you are focusing in this condominium, and I'm sure that there is a community group there. So if you got the chance to actually join the community group, you can actually share your listing, okay? Not hard sell, but slowly promote it, because it will work, okay? I collected a few listings also by joining the community of the condominium and get some listings. Not just listing, also you can promote the property listing that you have to the community, okay? So number four, offer after sales service. Okay, this is more relevant to project agent also. So those condominium that is going to hand over your selling project, let them know that you are also there to offer after sales service, meaning defect check, inspection. Okay, that will help you to build a better relationship compared to the other agents, because normally agents don't do that. Okay, everything is, I mean, the competition is really out there. Everyone can do very good sales pitch, everyone can do very good presentation, but what other service we can offer when it's selling high rises whether or not high rises, is the inspection the defect check which a lot of agents, I believe, they never mention about that. Okay, if you yourself cannot do it, look for someone. Add value to your client. Okay, ask your company agency whether they have such a department can help you to do a defect check for your clients or not. Okay, otherwise look for a third party. Why not? Because as I know, third party do a defect check, right? The cost is not much, maybe a few hundred only. Okay, compared to our commission, there's much different, right? So lastly, pro tips, focus on providing good service. Yeah, why I want to highlight this providing good service, because I am, as a property owner also, I have a community group, and what I notice is that it's a high rise by the way. So what I notice is that those good agents that is really good one is being promoted by the owners themselves one. Okay, if you do a bad job, if you provide a bad service, you think the other owner don't know. Actually, the other owner know one, because normally owners, they have their own WhatsApp group one. So if these agents provide a bad service, all the owners know one, then the owners will not want to deal with you or the bad agents right? So what I want to highlight here is providing good service, because especially for high rises, because you never know suddenly got owner contact you one because you already provide good service. But how come? Because you are recommended by the owners, and then they share your contact to the WhatsApp group, and then you got more listings. So what I'm trying to say here is that especially for high rises, they have their own owners group, and by then from there you actually can pick up a few listings by providing good service. So ultimately, when we provide value to our clients, ultimately we will reap the rewards the fruits at the end. Okay, so I think that's the end of my sharing today. So I hope that I give some value, some useful tips for you to work on. Okay, that some road bump that you can avoid during your sales or rental in your condominium or high rises. Okay, now I move to a Q&A section. All right. I see a question from GS. Yeah, do anyone here who have questions, feel free to ask, okay? All right, feel free to ask. This is a chance for you to ask questions. Question from GS. Dear Terence, is it really true that higher units sell faster than lower floor units? Thank you very much. Not really. It depends on the property itself. Okay. Depends on the property features lah. Some people they want higher floor because of better view. Okay, but also there is pros and cons also. Everything that's pros and cons. Higher units means you have to wait longer in the lift. And then what if lift doesn't work? So high rises for some sub-sale just for your information, the lower the price is is higher. Okay, I saw some apartment also whereby the lift sometimes they broke down one. So as investors or buyers, right, they still buy the property there, and then they want lower floor. I don't want high floor. I scared the lift rosak. So it really depends. But yes, I realize project for higher floor, the take up rate is higher, but for certain condominiums apartment, the lower floor actually can fetch higher price and also sell faster. Yeah, I hope I answer your question. Okay, any other questions for me, guys? Okay, maybe I give 1 minute. All right. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I can answer you. All right. So I hope your time is well spent. Okay. And thank you so much, everyone here who actually joined this sharing session. And tomorrow, as usual, 3 p.m., we have another training session for every one of you here also. So if you think those who are newly joined today, if you think what I shared or what we have been sharing, right, is useful to you, is you actually learn something, right? Share to your friends, okay? Because sharing is caring, okay? Sharing knowledge is more powerful than just having the knowledge yourself, okay? So do give us the feedback, okay? You can see on the screen there's a QR code that you can scan to give us feedback, okay? Thank you so much, everyone here. I hope that you actually learned something. Your time is well spent here. Thank you so much. All right. Stay safe and take care. And I will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. again. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.